My name is Jason Woodward. I'm a product agronomist from Northeast Arkansas and the Bootheel of Missouri, taking an opportunity in South Texas, walking some impact plots with my counterpart, Brad Hopkins, here in South Texas. Taking mostly agronomic notes, but had an opportunity to look at some obscure disease notes with corn stunt. As you may have heard, we saw corn stunt last year, pretty high prevalence, moving up into some areas where we don't typically see this issue. The last several months, we've been trying to better understand what's going on with corn stunt. What we're seeing here is a plant that's exhibiting characteristic symptoms associated with the disease. As the name implies, a little bit shorter stature. You can see some discoloring or this purpling that we see associated with the foliage. The symptoms that we're seeing here are mild and sporadic, like we typically see in South Texas on an annual basis. What we saw last year was a little bit atypical, and we think that has a lot to do with the vector, the corn leafhopper, the introduction from Mexico on wind currents where it had already acquired the pathogen or pathogens that cause this complex. What we're seeing this year, as I mentioned, is quite different. I think what we are looking at needing a better understanding with is some of the biology associated with that leafhopper vector and how it's transmitting the potential pathogens for stunt. So we'll see how the disease progresses throughout the year, both in Texas and then further north. And we'll let you know kind of where we stand at the end of the year, what we've learned and what we can apply, how we can apply that in future years for better understanding the impacts of corn stunt in the U.S.
Hey, this is Brad Hopkins. I'm down here in South Texas out looking at corn impact plots today. We're mostly trying to assess some disease like northern corn leaf blight and southern rust, but just want to take an opportunity to point out some of what you guys have probably been hearing about with corn stunt. So this is real prototypical, what we typically see. We've got kind of a cluster of maybe 3 plants here in a row where you're seeing some of this yellowing, some of the purpling, stunted plants, even kind of looking like premature death. But we've been on the case looking at it quite a bit this year. There's been a lot of sampling done. Overall, I would say it's down from what we saw last year. We're not seeing near as many hoppers in the field. As we start further south, we are seeing some more instances of symptoms in the field. And so we've been working really closely with university and with the lab in Johnston and sending a lot of samples off and trying to follow where it goes. So really, it's more of a fact-finding mission this year, still trying to figure out what it means. Do we have an endemic population here? How likely is it to spread? I would say so far, we're a lot slower than what we saw last year. And so we're just going to continue to keep tabs on it and see what we can learn about the biology and how much we expect it to move throughout the year. So check in later. We'll have more news as the season progresses.
That concludes this Pioneer Agronomy video podcast. Visit our page on pioneer.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook for more agronomy insights.